Welcome to the Fit Dad Nation podcast, forging strong fathers and raising a stronger generation. It's time to get up or shut up with your host, Steve Roy.
Hey guys, this is Steve Roy, host of the Fit Dad Nation podcast. Welcome to the show and thank you for listening. So today I'm going to do things a little bit differently. Typically I have an outline of a show, or either I have a guest or some bullet points I want to cover. But today I'm just going completely unscripted because there's something I want to share with you guys, and I want to talk about the tribe that we've built. And I just want to kind of run through some thoughts that I've had and some experiences I've had with the community itself. So what I want to talk about specifically is a couple of our groups. One, we have a Facebook group called the Fit Dad Basecamp. So this is a collection of over 600 men right now, as of this recording, that have come together to, become better fathers, better men, fitter, stronger, healthier. Every guy, at the end of the day, every man wants a few of the same things, right? We want to look better. We want to feel better. We want to have more confidence. We want to be more attractive to the opposite sex, whether it's our wife or if it's, if we're single. And we want to live a better quality of life. We want to be good role models for our kids. We want to be able to keep up with our children, and we want to be around for as long as possible to watch them grow up. I think, it covers a lot of it. Of course, there's a lot of specifics in there and different specific goals that guys want. But at the end of the day, that's really what it boils down to. And so I created this group a couple of years ago as a way to bring men together that were serious about getting their health and fitness back. And I like to call it reclaiming your health and fitness. And it's been quite an experience. We've had so many different life-changing experiences in the group. I've seen so many men change their lives, through weight loss and through lifestyle habits and repairing their relationships or making big changes that need to be made. And so I feel very fortunate. And, a handful of months ago, I branched out and created even a more exclusive group called the Fit Dad Nation Inner Circle, which would take men mainly from the base camp who are really serious about their health and fitness and their journey. And I created a private membership program. And so my idea was, let's try to get as many men as we can into this private group who are ready to commit to themselves and are willing to invest in themselves. And so, you have probably seen or heard me talk about my displeasure with a lot of what happens in the fitness space. So if you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, you're online, it seems like every coach out there, first of all, is a quote-unquote expert, but there are so many overpriced programs and coaching programs, diets, customized nutrition plans, all this. And there are certainly plenty of good ones, but there are far more shitty ones. And one of my biggest pet peeves is seeing this and watching unsuspecting people fall victim to really good marketing. Oh, I have to have this, or I have to pay this person $600 to do this because they're really going to help me. And a lot of times it's nothing. It's just a generic piece of content, and they're not really out to help people. And so what I wanted to do was two things. One, I wanted to get a bunch of guys involved, and in order to do that, you have to have some skin in the game. And from what I've always heard, the more skin in the game you have, the more likely you are to stick with it. So if I sold let's say I sold a 12-week coaching program for $47, right? How much value is placed on that? Not that much, right? If I sold the exact same program for $997, there's a hell of a lot more value placed on it, even though it's the exact same program. It's just what it is. However, I really struggle with that piece. I just really struggle with it because I see so much price gouging and so many overinflated egos charging astronomical dollars just to make some money. And so my goal was to bring as many guys as I could together in the private group with a minimal investment. And I actually started charging like $19 a month, which is, whatever, like Netflix, something like that. And anyway, and bring together this community. So there are some skin in the game. It's not much, but there's some. And then to get these men serious about what they want. So I put this program together. It was months and months and months in the making. I just wasn't happy with how it was coming along. I wasn't happy with the amount of content in there. I wasn't happy of the direction that I had was going. And I put it off and I put it off and I kept building. And this went on for probably 4, 5, 6 months of just putting it off. And finally, I launched it. It was earlier this year. And I was super excited about it. And it's been an awesome, awesome thing. And so right now, as of this recording, we've got about 40 guys in the private membership program, the Fit Dad Nation Inner Circle. And within those 40 guys, I have seen some crazy things. It's the testimonials that I've seen so far just make me realize this is why I need to keep doing what I'm doing. The guys are really committing to themselves. They're being consistent, which is always a big problem. Consistency is one of the biggest problems that we have as dads because there's always so many things that we need to do. We always put ourselves last. And I'm trying to teach these guys, let's just put yourself first because you're going to be a better father. You're going to be a better husband. You're going to be better at everything. When you start taking care of yourself and you start feeling awesome and you start looking good and that confidence that you once had comes back and your wife looks at you in a different way. And all those things are going to improve your life. And so what we do is accountability based. We've got small accountability teams, 4-man teams, 4 or 5-man teams, and within those groups, the men are working together, even outside of our groups, on their own personal time, working together. And that's the critical piece is when you start forming these bonds, these friendships with guys all across the country, even the world. We've got guys from the UK, Australia, and so that is immensely powerful because, there aren't that many of us that have just a ton of friends that we can just call on, myself included. I have very few guy friends, and I really have never had a tribe, a quote-unquote tribe, kind of been a loner my whole life. And ever since I started this business, I started the Fit Dad Nation 5 years ago, did a lot of one-on-one stuff. I've been training one-on-one most of my life. I've been training for 22 years now total. But most of it's been a one-on-one. And when I started doing things in groups through the Fit Dad Nation, I noticed a big upswing in productivity and results. And, digging deeper and looking further into it, it boils down to men are just going to thrive when they're part of a like-minded tribe. And so that's really the power behind what we're doing. And so everything that we do now in the Fit Dad Nation is group-based. It's all group-based challenges, and I use challenges a lot. Actually, every single month, we do a brand new challenge in the inner circle. And the idea behind it is every guy has got different goals. Everybody, some people want to get more stamina. Some people want to lose a bunch of weight. Some people are looking to train for something specific. Maybe some guys just want to do more push-ups or pull-ups. So what I do is I mix it up month to month with one goal in mind is having some of the men have something just click. So that's my idea is like a couple months ago, we did a 21-day intermittent fasting challenge. It was pretty basic, simple. If you know anything about intermittent fasting, we did a 21-day challenge. And what happened was a ton of guys were like blown away by how powerful it was. And a number of them, including myself, have adopted intermittent fasting into their day-to-day life. I found it to be an immensely powerful weight loss tool because mainly, obviously, one, you're going to be restricting calories more likely than not, and two, you become extremely mindful about what you're eating because you're eating in a much shorter time, and those times that typically we eat junk foods. Me, it's, I love chips and salsa, cheese and crackers, that kind of stuff. And I usually eat it, later at night. And so typically that's not your eating within your eating window. It can be, but typically it's not. And so I stopped eating those things and, my appetite shrunk. My cravings for that junk went away. I ended up losing, I think about 10 pounds in that 21 days, obviously not all fat, but it really changed my mentality on why I'm eating. And that was the big takeaway. And so month to month, we're doing different challenges like that. And this month, this is July here, 2019, we're doing a team challenge. We've got actually a spreadsheet set up. We're tracking points. There are seven 4-man teams right now that are part of this. And so we're tracking 5 different things that we have to do every day, just lifestyle, habit type stuff, a little bit of exercise related stuff, diet stuff, just to start getting healthier habits into your life. And so if you know anything about me, what I teach, I'm all about the basics, right? There's nothing fancy. I have nothing to sell you, no supplements, no, you must have this fat loss program. I teach the basics. And so the basics are regular strength training, 3 to 4 days a week. Couple that with some kind of conditioning / we'll call it, interval circuit type training. A couple days a week with that. Eating whole foods, mainly with one ingredient. Really cleaning up the processed foods and soda and garbage like that. Getting more sleep, reducing your stress, getting outside, getting more sunlight, moving more, sitting less, being happier. Those are just some basic things, but once you can dial all of those things in, and that's my goal for every man in my groups, is to dial in those basics. So once you get to those basics consistently, I'm not talking about a week or 2 weeks or a month even, they become a permanent part of your life, then you can start looking at other things, other ways to improve your health and fitness. But 90% of the guys I meet, the dads, the 35, 45-year-old dads, they're not covering those basics. They're just not, they're not getting enough exercise. They're very inconsistent with it. Vacations throw them off, or trips. Anything will sidetrack them. Diet, I've seen and heard every excuse, under the sun about why they can't eat well. And it's just a matter of priorities, right? It's all priorities. So, that's what we're about as far as keeping things simple and getting results. And so this challenge we're doing in July, team-based challenge, basic stuff. Again, let's just line up some of the most simple things that we can do. Let's get consistent with it for a full 30 days. And let's see how you feel. Let's see how your habits change, right? And that's what it's really about. And, sure, I could just sell one-off programs all day long where I have very little interaction with my clients. Happens all the time. I'm extremely active in the groups, and I have been for years. I message with a lot of guys. I get on the phone with the guys, and I just don't want to put that barrier, like I'm this big fitness guru that's untouchable, and you're never going to see my face or hear my voice. You're just going to be paying me. I just don't believe in that. That model does work. I've seen it work. I know people making hundreds of thousands of dollars or more with that model. I just personally don't like that. I like to be connected. I like to see the people that I help, and I want to know that I'm helping somebody. And that's really what the Inner Circle is all about. So from time to time, I'm going to be running 2-week free trials, even though it's really not necessary, only because it's only $19 a month. I mean, you don't like it, I give you your money back. That's the end of the story. But people love free trials, and they like to take a look and see if it's for them. And we just had a bunch of guys join the trial, and most of them stuck around. And I think it's a phenomenal program. So, I don't want to use this show as a straight up pitch for this program. What I want to do really is just share what it really is. If you choose to take a look at it, you choose to join us, that's awesome. If it's not for you, if you're happy surfing the internet, getting all of your workouts from YouTube, that's certainly fine too. There's millions of pieces of content online, free of charge. But at the end of the day, you're going to pay for premium service, and what we do in that group is a premium service. I'm in there all the time coaching. We do weekly Q&As, monthly challenges, transformation challenges. There's a ton of resources in there, a couple hundred videos, exercise video demonstrations. We've got recipes, and it's just going to be growing, expanding. And at the end of the day, really what it's about the men in the group. It's not about me. It's not about my agenda. Hey guys, we're doing this because this is what I want to do. because it's not about me. I mean, I created this program for dads. And so if things aren't working, then we'll change it. I don't have the answer to everybody's problems. I do the best I can. I'm a busy dad myself. I'll be 48 here in just, about a week. And so I've been through a divorce. I've had lots of stress, struggles, financial hardships. I've been through a shitload of stuff, and, I've learned a lot. But more importantly, I'm teaching fitness, I'm teaching health. And so I have to be healthy and have to lead by example, which is what I do. And so this is the lifestyle that I live. I keep my body fat somewhere in the low teens. I'm about 100 and right now, 77 pounds, 6 feet tall. It's just part of my life. A lot of 48-year-old dads don't look very good. It's just a fact. I've seen it for years. You just go out anywhere, a lot of them are carrying a bunch of extra weight from years of sitting around, being sedentary and just not taking care of themselves, letting themselves go, putting everything else, once you get married, and, that whole process starts with kids and the career and the family and the pets and the SUVs and everything else gets dumped on you, and you're stressed out. You've got deadlines, you've got commutes. All that is going to take precedence over your own health in most cases. And my job is to make sure that doesn't happen, because it happened to me. I was married for 8.5 years. It was a tough marriage. We struggled a lot, and I wasn't happy at home. I wasn't happy at work. I was working in finance. I was actually really miserable all the way around for most of the time. And I stopped taking care of myself. I never got fat because I've never been an overweight person. I was always the opposite, a stick man, super skinny, hard gainer. But I got sloppy. I got soft. I looked horrible. I posted pictures even on social media of me, even 10 years ago. I looked like a piece of shit. I was no muscles, just soft and squishy like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And that's just what it was. And that's what a lot of guys do. We're at the pool with the kids all the time. You go out and I see middle-aged dads there every weekend sporting, man boobs, no muscles, like no shoulder arm muscles, little legs, big belly. It's what it is. So anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. And, I'd love to have you take a look at the Inner Circle. I'll drop a link in the show notes, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you want more information, check out the Fit Dad Basecamp group on Facebook. And don't forget to stop by fitdadnation.com. Until next time, keep kicking ass and taking the next step. You can do this, Dad.